Hi, my name is Scot Cooper and I'm doing a vlog for Sugar Daddy. Okay, so I've been asked to talk about my one-man play that I created this year. Uh, yeah, it was quite a process. Okay, so let me take you back to the beginning. I I was approached to, a slot had opened up for the National Arts Festival, and I was asked if I would like to fill it with anything of my choice, which is quite a luxury. But I had a day to decide, yes or no. But I also had a day to decide on a synopsis and a title, because the deadline for the program, it was the cutoff. So I said yes, not knowing what I was going to do, and then I thought, I've never done a one-man play, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. And one of the reasons why I put it off for so long was because of fear of doing a one-man play. And I thought, well, if I say yes to doing a one-man play, that is, I just have to go with it. And I said yes. I said to my producer, I would like to do a one-man play. And again, my producer didn't even really know me. He just took a chance on me. And I said yes to the one-man play. And then I had to come up with the story or the synopsis. And however it came about, I came up with a post-apocalyptic story. That was the synopsis, a South African post-apocalyptic story about the last man left on Earth. And that was my synopsis. And a title, I came up with The Loner as a title. And I remember looking on Google, were there any plays called The Loner? No, there weren't, so I went for The Loner. And then, okay, so everything was confirmed. And I had about 3.5 months to write the script, a 60-minute script. And at first I thought, oh, that's cool, okay, I just got the synopsis, I'll just write around that, it won't be too hard. My gosh. Okay, so the next 3.5 months, I must admit, were incredibly frustrating. I did get advice from script writers with regards to structure and some ideas. But let me just go back. At first, I wanted someone else to write this for me, because that was another fear thing. I didn't believe that I could do this on my own. And one person turned me down. And then I was thinking, let me write with someone else. Then another person turned me down. I thought, well, maybe I'm meant to do this on my own. So I just went for it. And those 3.5 months, let me tell you, there was a lot of procrastinating. It was a lot harder than what I thought. And there's an amazing thing about a deadline. And I think June this year was the deadline. The festival was in July, but I needed like 3 weeks to rehearse as well. And I also had a director on board, but the director didn't really share my vision, so he pulled out with a couple of weeks to go to rehearse. So that was another challenge. And then I brought another director in that did share my vision. But the amazing thing about deadline, it really makes you, you've got no choice, but it has to happen. So I came up with a story around this character that's the last man left on Earth. And I took it to the National Arts Festival, but I knew that it was undeveloped. And this is the risk I took. And I knew that I would be open to criticism. And I actually felt very vulnerable. I had 6 performances amongst so many other shows and plays at this festival. So I put it on, and the reviews weren't great, but I wasn't surprised by them. So I was that criticism that I was talking about. And I mean, there was one review that was actually quite insulting, and I thought, geez, is this really, really worth it? But one of my aims for the National Art Festival was to see how the play sat with some people, to see where I could improve it. But one of the few things that came out of it is that my one performance, I was told about 5 minutes before I went on stage that there was only one audience member. That was depressing. And for a second I was like, why am I doing this? But then I thought, I'm going to give it my all. I'm gonna imagine that this place is sold out. Though there's only one audience member, this place is sold out. So I went for it. And I had no idea how the play was going. It's a drama. It's very difficult to tell sometimes how the audience is feeling. And towards the end, I actually couldn't wait to get off stage because I thought, oh gosh, what is this woman thinking wherever she is? And I went off stage, and then I thought, let me go back and thank her for coming to watch. And when I went back onto stage, she was sitting there crying. I couldn't believe it. And she said to me, I think I needed that. And I was absolutely blown away. I mean, that was an experience that I will never forget. And I thought, though this play gets mixed reactions, it really is worth it. So the play wasn't perfect, it was undeveloped, and I left the National Arts Festival, and I decided to do another run in Cape Town about 3 months later. But within that time, I took all that advice that I got from my first run to develop the script even more. And again, when I put it on in Cape Town, I wasn't too sure how people would react to it. Well, I only did a short run, 3 nights, but they were completely sold out. And I got a couple of really great reviews. And I found that the play seemed to appeal more to a wider audience this time round. And it just showed that it was really worth it putting it on at the National Arts Festival, undeveloped, and seeing where I could improve it. And I just want to encourage people just to take risks. You will be vulnerable when you put a piece of art on, especially if you're not sure about it and you know that it still has a long way to go. Take those risks because it's the only way that you will grow. And it's just been a really growing experience for me this year doing this play. At the beginning of the year, I never thought that I'd be doing this. I'm so glad I did it. And I'm looking to improve my play even more. And I think big. I want to take it overseas one day. That's the direction I'm going. And I just want to inspire you to just embrace fear. Do things afraid. Don't care what people are going to say. You're going to get criticized no matter what. But just do it. Because it's the only way that you're going to grow as an artist.